All right, folks, what is going on? Back with another video. And today I want to talk about I'm not going to say probably, I'm going to say it straight out. NBA 2K14 on the PC is the greatest basketball game I've ever played. Now, don't get me wrong, I played a lot of them, all the way from Jordan versus Bird on the NES, Double Dribble, all the way up to NBA 2K26. I've played them all the NBA lives and everything. And I do believe at this point, NBA 2K14 for the PC is the greatest basketball game I've ever played. Now, I am in association with the Atlanta Hawks in this game, and I'm about, 17 to 20 games in, and I am having an absolute blast. Now, this is not the only window of play that I've had with this game, not just these 17 to 20 games. I've been playing this game ever since I built my PC back in 2013, and well, I upgraded the PC since then. But when I built my first PC back in 2013, and I've been playing this game on and off ever since. I've been going to other basketball games, other games out there. I've always come back to this game for some reason, and it just always holds up every time I play it. I have nothing against the NBA 2Ks of today. I think the 2K25 and 26 are pretty solid, but it's just something about this game just plays very well. When you play this game straight up, using basketball principles, using the strengths and weaknesses of every player on your team against the other opponents, you have a way to say, hey, look, I can find a way to win a game or some way, somehow, in certain strategies. Now, in this game that I'm playing, I basically took Tim Duncan out of this game, and it was DeMar DeRozan versus Manu Ginobili. And now, speaking of DeMar DeRozan, I had to make some trades for this Atlanta Hawks team, and some of the trades actually made sense, and it actually worked out for the betterment of both teams or any team that I've actually traded with. I traded Paul Millsap for DeMar DeRozan. I traded Trevor Ariza. Well, I traded for Trevor Ariza by getting rid of Lou Williams. And my top three guys, Jeff Teague, DeMar DeRozan, and Trevor Ariza, has been playing lights out. I love this trio that I'm playing with, along with Al Horford at center, and even the young guy that I got, Vesley, this kid that I have here that I got along with the trade for Trevor Ariza. Everything is starting to gel together. And what I've done is I put Twin Towers on Tim Duncan, and I made the other guys play. And Manu Ginobili had a fantastic game. He scored like over 30 points. But this is what I'm talking about. When you find strategy to actually play these certain games, you can have a lot of fun if you want to play that way. NBA 2K14 is probably one of those games that was way ahead of its time, and it plays very well when it comes to sim basketball, matchups, what your players can and can't do, certain attributes, certain things that you can do that actually exploit the other team or make your player better. DeMar DeRozan did not have the best game in my prior game that I put up here on the channel when I was playing against the Washington Wizards, but Trevor Ariza was the one that came through with 30 plus points. This game, Trevor Ariza can't hit anything. And, I mean, because mostly Kawhi Leonard was on him, and it was DeMar DeRozan show where he scored 40 points, and him and Manu Ginobili was going back and forth where it was like, hey, they went back and forth for a shot. I can hit a three. Well, he's gonna hit a three. I go in for a layup. He's gonna go in for a layup, and it was just a battle between the two. But the thing about it is, Jeff Teague was able to actually be a facilitator. 15 assists in this game, 20 points, and he was basically the difference maker in the way that we actually pulled away from this game. So it is not all about just running up and down the court and scoring. You also have to find ways to take other pieces out of the game. In this association right now, I'm up to now, I think it's like 13 or 14 and 5 right now. I think I'm like 13 and 5 or 14 and 5. And every single game that I had was like very close. And then I had some games that I actually lost because some of the teams were just better. They had bigger players, playing against the Houston Rockets when I had going up against Dwight Howard and Marcus Camby. I mean, those guys was like killing me in the paint. Then when you go up against a team like the New York Knicks with Carmelo Anthony, and you also had Stoudemire on that team, and those guys and J.R. Smith, those guys was like running up and down the court on me. They beat me in as well. I don't know what it is about the Dallas Mavericks, but with Dirk Nowitzki and you also have Tyson Chandler, those guys have been giving me fits, and I have not beat that team this season. I don't think I'm gonna be able to beat them this season because I only played them twice this year. So they got my number. But when you find ways to make some differences, make some changes, like I said, I knew I needed to get more bodies in the paint. That's why I ended up trading Lou Williams, and I got this kid Vesley. And Vesley's been this is like one of his better games. He almost had a double double in this game. But I just love the fact the way this game plays. It is a phenomenal game where you can play with strategy. You can play with all types of ins and outs of what matchups that you have and be successful. I think the only knock I have on this game is like right now, I'm going back and forth between all star and superstar difficulty. Because when you get into the superstar difficulty, you start seeing things that are like kind of off the wall, a little bit unrealistic. Like one time I was playing Superstar, and Jameer Nelson almost had like 50 points, and I was like, "Yo, what is going on here?" And or it was another game I played in. Matter of fact, it was against the Dallas Mavericks where Devin Harris, he couldn't miss, and I mean these guys were shooting almost like 80% from the field, and I'm like, wait a minute. When I go back to All Star, is a little bit more competitive and is a little bit more understanding and realistic. It's not like the super duper punishing. You have to call plays, you have to run plays, you have to do certain things. You have to find a ways to take guys out of the game so you can be successful. So even with Superstar, it wasn't like I was getting blown out. It's just I was winning. Oh, I'm sorry, I was losing by crazy means. Like all of a sudden, some of these two guards was like playing astronomically well, like playing like they were shooting almost 80 to 90% from the field on superstar mode. But playing an all-star, all the stats kind of fall into place, and you really have to find a way to get a W. I came into this game knowing off the rip I'm not going to let Tim Duncan get anything, and I think in this game he ended up with 4 points. And I think if he had any inkling to go off on me, he probably would have end up winning this game for them. So he ended up with like 5 fouls. He ended up having like 4 points, 4 rebounds. Every time he touched the ball, I tried to double team him. I just wasn't gonna let him win, but like I said, Manu Ginobili, he ended up getting his points. He ended up having like 30 plus. And I think Tony Parker did fairly well as well. But this is the things you have to do when you play these certain games. It's very realistic, and I'm actually enjoy playing this game, using strategy, finding minutes for certain players, who's going to come in, who's going to play, who's going to start, or whatever the case may be. And like I said, I love it. I love every bit of it. I just think at the end of the day, I will say this: anybody who's just trying to find their game to play. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a new game. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a game that's popular. Sometimes you just have to pick up a game and play it and figure out what is it there for you. Is this a game that you can get into and actually find your enjoyment? And in this game is the one I found it. I had a little bit of success with NBA 2K25. I had a little bit of success of NBA Live 10. And those games was absolutely fun. But this is the one for me. I know this is my game. Going and play this game on my PC is absolutely amazing. Now, you can't buy this game on PC anymore. You have to get it through nefarious means if you want to get it on PC. Or you can find it on some keys. Probably they're like extremely expensive. But you can also buy this game on the Xbox 360 or the PS3. I mean, there's still just basically the same game, but you're not playing on a PC. But I just think this is a fantastic game. I really love it. I highly recommend you find a copy of it. And this is the best basketball game I've ever played. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm going to get up out of here. I will see you guys on the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate all the support I'm getting on the channel. You guys are absolutely awesome. You guys take it easy, and you guys be blessed. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.